Guys, and welcome to the channel. Today is another day for a tier list. This time we are going to be ranking some of the games that I have played. Now I have roughly around 15 games. I believe it mostly refers to all the RPG games or isometric or story related games. Okay, there are two games in here that I just put for fun, right? So these are some of my favorite games that I usually play a lot, but other than that, it's almost all of them are story based. Now to start the ranking, I will say for this game, right, I'm not being sponsored or anything in here, right, but Balatro, if you have this game, I would highly suggest you buy it, have fun with it, and play it, right? It's a really good fun game. Another game that goes for me in the S tier would be Portal. Right, let's choose the first game that I kind of want to rank, and I will start with something that is something in S tier for me, something that I love, something I'm a huge fan of the genre, which is the D&D games, right? So there are few games in here which does follow the D&D. There is Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. There is Pathfinder, Kingmaker. There is Baldur's Gate 3. There is Divinity Original Sin 1. There is Divinity Original Sin 2. And I have put these two 1 and 2, but I haven't done the same thing with Mass Effect. I'm kind of want to use as a legendary edition for it, but if I were to distinguish between Mass Effect 1 and 2 and 3, I will let you know what I would do with those. Right, so without further ado, let's start with one of my favorite games, and that is Baldur's Gate 3. I think for me, I was so hyped to get this game, and I played like countless hours right throughout the night just to enjoy. Right, and it was a really good fun game. I had bought the early access just like a month before the release, and I played throughout the early access. I played like a couple of times, just trying new characters. The replayability of this one is huge, customizable, especially with mods now added into the game, by the publisher and the developer, for that matter, Larian Studios. And there are a few games of Larian Studios in here, as you might see. So Baldur's Gate 3 is one of the best game, right? It won Game of the Year last year, if I'm not mistaken. And so it tells a story on its own, right? With Game of the Year, with the huge publicity that it had, being, I was not so indie company. I think it had already been established quite a bit, but not so much as a 3-star publishers that there are, or developers there are in the gaming industry, right? But it blew everything out of the water for me. I think I was highly anticipating. I'm a huge fan of D&D, and to get a game that implements those systems into the game was just phenomenal. And so yeah, I think this is for me probably one of the favorite game of mine. I enjoy it a lot. I don't know how many hours do I have, like 200 to 300 hours. I think that's not a lot of numbers to game something that you enjoy, but sometimes you have to look at other things in life also. All right, and staying with Larian Studios, I'm gonna go with Divinity Original Sin 1. It was an okay game for me. It wasn't really like special, because the reason that I played DOS 1 was because I played DOS 2. I think DOS War 2, I really enjoyed it. I played 4 times, if I'm not mistaken, the game. It's actually quite fast paced if you know the mechanics of the game. I just mostly used to just fight. I fought it in like normal mode in the beginning. I had tactical mode, then I did honor mode, which I somehow didn't get at the very end. I do not know why, but I had done a couple of fights in there. I had played with my friends in here with the DOS2. Really fun game, really enjoyed it. I am gonna keep it in like a high A tier for me. Again, the replayability is there, the story is good. I wish there was more to the characters. I mean, it's been fleshed out quite a bit, I would say, but some of the characters are a little bit too shoehorned into a certain way of being, right? So what I don't really like that much. I think there's similar issues in DOS 1, but the writing improved far a lot in Baldur's Gate 3 with Larian Studios. So I think this is kind of the fair ranking that I have for 3 of the games that I have of them in here. Now, Pathfinder, staying with the D&D type trope games, Pathfinder Kingmaker was for me, I think a B, a low tier B for me would be all right. Similar with WOTR, the Wrath of the Righteous. I think I would put it ahead of Pathfinder Kingmaker, because I think if I were to put them in C, one of the main reason is that I couldn't just understand, and one of the best thing for them is that there's so many options for you. It feels like the options are a bit way too much. Sometimes when they calculate the damages, or for that matter the AC that you have to go through to hit them, I really don't like it. It's not really balanced in that sense, at least for me. And I feel like it could have been a little bit easier if they had similar to like Baldur's Gate 3, where you have D20 where you roll. Just remember another game that I had to put, but I forgot to put it, but never mind about that. Maybe I'll just use one of these Balator ports as a placeholder for that. Back to Pathfinder, I wasn't a huge fan of the way they did their maths in there, to be honest with you. Sometimes it is really annoying. A lot of fights that would go, you would miss a lot, because I'm like, hey, what did I not get, right? Did I not get the right weapons, or did I not get the right modifiers? Or you had to really figure it out. You really had to go and search in YouTube and be like, hey, what is the build I should make? And that's a lot of work, at least for me. So that's why I'm gonna put it in like B. I think low B tier for me. It's alright. I think the story wise is quite fun, it's quite enjoyable. There's a crusade mode that you have. It might be annoying for other people. If I didn't like the crusade mode, I probably would put it in C, but I did enjoy it. It was a little bit different from the game, or the story element of it, right? So therefore I think I'm gonna put that in a low tier. So I can't really put it over here, so I'm just gonna leave it over there at the moment. In the origin scene, I think for the simplicity of it, I really enjoyed it, but the story wise, I would say Pathfinder Stories is a little bit better for me, I would say. So I might just switch around. I think it's interchangeable between these three for me. It's gonna leave it as it is for now. Right, now let's go into GTA. My first GTA game that I played was GTA San Andreas. It was like, I like it for the sake of nostalgia. It is a good story, actually. It was good fun at the time. It was like, when was it released though? So 2003 and so. Really fun game. Really enjoyed it. Very different to what I had played before. I think it was kind of like my first computer game also kind of played. Even for the game itself at that era, at that time, right? It was a really good game. So I am gonna keep it at A tier. Mass Effect. Now, if I had to rank Mass Effect 1 and 2 and 3, this would be my ranking, right? So Mass Effect 2 would be S tier, Mass Effect 1 would be maybe A tier, and then Mass Effect 3 would be like B tier, like high B tier, right? High B. Mass Effect 1 maybe like low A tier, and then Mass Effect 2, it's a phenomenal game, and that would where I would put Mass Effect 2. Because Mass Effect 2, in terms of story, especially the characters, right? All those characters that you're gonna meet, the Salarian Doctor, the I don't remember a lot of names, but I remember Garrus, right? Rex and Garrus was already there from the Mass Effect 1, but Jack was there. There's Miranda that you got to meet. There you got the what's his Invincible Man, or I forgot his name. But the characters in them, the development of those characters, the relationship you develop with them, right? And there are certain things that happens in the game, right? And where you have to make those choices, and it is one of the most difficult choices that you have to make in a game. For me, it was to find a reason to, like, to be with everyone, and it was difficult. It was difficult because every one of them was so beloved, right? Not only by me, but a lot of people who played that game. And that's why, like, Mass Effect 2 is one of the best game out there. If you really want to enjoy story is very good, and the characters are, and like, it's better than the story itself, right? Everything up with everything in there, I'm gonna put Mass Effect as all of it. Not a big fan of the ending, to be honest with you. With game that we're gonna talk is the GTA 5. Now, GTA 5, it's a fun game. Nothing really special. We all know what we expect from GTA. Like, story wise, it's all right. It's not bad. I'm just gonna put it at top of B. It's a good fun. And if there's a Rockstar game that deserves his position in S star, is RDR2. I think there is not much that you need to say about RDR2. I think it's one of the single most best experience that I had in the game. Especially towards the end. I think if you know that game, if you have played that game, you know which moment that I'm talking about. The ride that horse and you go to a certain destination. When it slows down, right? And then the music comes. That moment, right? I'm gonna cry a lot during that moment. And if you are the gamer who played that game, you would know that moment immediately when I say that, because it stays with you. It stays with you. It's a phenomenal, right from the beginning to the end, right? Graphics top notch, right? For 2018, it's still like sells like it could easily buy pass for like 2025 games easily. Even for 5 more years, it would easily pass, right? Everything detailed, phenomenal, story fantastic, right? There are a few nitpick that you can always make of any games, to be honest. But it plays really well. The gameplay is good. I think for me, experience wise, the story is so good, so good. I haven't played RDR1. I know I have heard that it's a really good game, but I haven't really been into that. There's another game that will be in the S tier, and that is Skyrim. Right? Have you woken up? Yeah, that's all I need to say. Right? Music. Oh, like God, music. The music is so good. The story is good. Um, yeah, it's an experience in itself again. Another part of it where you experience game, where you want to get away from the reality of life and go into a gamer where you can visualize yourself as something else other than what you are, right? And that's one of the main reasons that also we play games, right? So that's there. Another game that I'm gonna go to S3. There are a few games in here, actually out of here, at least 2 or 3 of them might still be S tier for me, right? So let's go with another one. Dragon Dogma. I'm just gonna keep it at, it's it's a game that I played, but I think I kind of left it towards the end. I didn't really finish the end. Maybe the end is really good or something, but I don't really remember much of the story also. But I do know that you have to make a character, so you have to play with others. You can buy or choose the characters that other people have made. You can borrow them. It's a really fun game. I keep it at just below. I might even keep it at lower like than Divinity Origin. So these are like high tier kind of thing for me, or like mid tier for me, and then so it will be around mid tier for me also for that. Right, Hogwarts. It was good fun. I would keep it next to GTA 5. Which one? I had a lot of fun with Hogwarts. It was very different, right? It's a very different kind of fun that you would have. I'll put it in similar way to GTA 5. Yeah, Black Myth Wukong for me, it's gonna go to high A tier. My first Souls type kind of game. It's not really Souls type, but it is kind of that with the big boss that you need to fight, one big boss of each chapter, and each chapter has a lot of bosses that you need to find, going from station to location and fighting the big bosses in there. It's good fun. Love the animations in between the chapters. That was phenomenal. It is very high A tier for me, but it's not gonna go to S tier for me yet. But it was like it's enjoyable. In terms of enjoyable, there are times where you're gonna pull all your hair out, but it is good fun. Which boss did you like? If you guys have played Black Myth Wukong or Wukong, let me know which boss was difficult for you. I think for me the most difficult boss was Duskville. I don't know what was with the hit point box of that stupid bird, or what do you call that, whatever you call it, but I really hated it. All the big creatures, especially like chapter 4, I think it was chapter 3 or chapter 4, I really hated it. The pagoda also was not something that I enjoyed, but it was all in all, those are the 2 big nitpick things that I would say. I think probably the hardest boss for me was Yellow Long and Duskville. Scorpion was also a little bit difficult. It was a really fun fight though. Scorpion was a really fun fight. But yeah, certainly Duskville was the most annoying one. Yellow Long was annoying in a sense that it is hard to beat him, but Duskville was right out just annoying. So I had to look at some of the YouTube videos just how to beat him, because I was just so tired of trying to hit his leg and I couldn't get to it. But all in all, really fun game. Now let's come to KCD2. When KCD1, when it came out, very buggy. Right, one of the main reason I'm gonna put it in KCD1 in here is that it's not a game for everyone, right? It's a game for me, certainly. I will put it in B, to be honest with you, but it was so buggy when it came out. It was first time I think the War Studios were releasing their games. Really buggy. I played after 2 years when this, I think when they had released a lot of patches to optimize the games. But I'm also gonna take into that how it's released on the first day also, right? Same thing with Cyberpunk also, right? Of course, Cyberpunk doesn't go in there yet, but you know, if you talk about the story wise, how difficult is it for the gameplay, game combat, if you're not used to it, it is hard work. But once you get used to it, and I feel like if you play KCD 1, right, if you play KCD 1, you get into KCD 2, it's an S tier game for me, all right, because of KCD 1. You put so many hours into learning that game, it changes a little bit, it makes it a little bit easier for you as a new player, to be honest with you, right? If you are a new player, don't go to KCD 1, go to KCD 2. But if you enjoy the story element to it, certainly go to KCD 1, because the story is good. It's a medieval times. I think it's a real thing. There are real characters in there, but there are also adapted characters, and I think they're characters that they made themselves also, right? So different as an RPG game, right? So it's like, it's not really like a button smashing game. Not really button smashing. It's not really like you really have to be there as a soldier. You really have to be there as Henry. It's like, hey, you are there in charge of Henry. Make sure he's alive, right? I mean, there's a lot of ways it helps you. It does guide you a little bit better than KCD 1 for sure. So KCD 1, I'm gonna put it at like next to, I really enjoyed it. I was like, yeah, towards there. I didn't enjoy it as much as GTA 5. Nowhere that I enjoyed as much as Hogwarts, but it was a little bit better than even like Divinity Original 1 also was okay, right? So, but I did enjoy it, and it was good. Cyberpunk, of course, day one release, really buggy. I also played after 2 years. I think I got it in sale in Epic, with the DLC out, with the Liberty City. It runs amazing. It's very optimized, runs amazing. They changed a lot of mechanics. I do not know how it was in the beginning. I just know the polished version only. From there itself, I'm gonna put it at, yeah, high A tier for me, right? I haven't finished the Liberty City DLC, to be honest with you. I played the main one. I don't know if I've done the main game's last mission or not. I think I'm just left on the last mission, and I've continued with the Liberty DLC, but I haven't finished that one. But it's really enjoyable, great story. The Liberty City story seems really good. As far as it is a good fun. So maybe that might even take it to STL later on for me. But the beginning one, yeah, it does put it down a little bit for me in terms of how buggy the game was. But I played the most of the game in a polished version. I bought it after 2 years. So, but for nostalgic thing, I'm just gonna put it just below Mass Effect, for me, right? And Witcher 3, I would give Witcher 3 just for the Blood and Bones. I think that's what it is, the DLC. Just for the two DLC, like Heart of the Stone and Blood and Bones. Just for those two. I mean, like, those two DLCs is far better than the original game, I would be honest with you. Right? Witcher 3, it's a really good game, really fun game. Good story also, right? But the story of Heart of the Stone, I think so, that's what the DLC called, and Blood and Bones. It's a completely different take. It's so vibrant, away from the dark and the gritty nature of Witcher, to completely radiant, bright, right, vibrant color that you see in Toussaint. In Blood on the Wine, Blood of the Wine or something, wine. I forgot the name, but there's blood and there's wine. So that's all you need to know. Those two deals, it just takes it to a level, right? If I do the main game, I'm probably gonna give it like an A, like a mid A, but those two DLC takes it to another level for me, right? But I am keeping these games ahead of Witcher 3 because the base game itself takes it to S tier. Expedition 33 is a game that I think I played. I think this is probably the only game that I have played without watching anybody play. Right? Usually, if a game is released, I try to watch like an episode or two of somebody play it. I want to see how the game looks like. Right? I want to get some ideas on what the game is, and then if I like it, then I'll buy it. Usually, that's what I do. Right? Because usually the YouTubers, whenever they're trying to play the game, they play like, you know, a week or 2 weeks before it's released. So I kind of get an idea of what the game is about. If I want to play, then I play it. This is probably the first game that I never saw any gameplay, nothing, and I just went in blind. And if you guys want to have a good experience and you have been a gamer for some time, this is the game to go for, right? Because you are completely, from the very start, you are like, what is happening? Right? It's like, what is this? Like, they talk about Gomage. I'm like, what is Gomage? Like, what is the story about? There's like painted thing. I was like, what is this about? right? And there is so many questions that you will get answers as you follow through the chapters and and the acts. It is, the music is phenomenal, the art direction, right? The story is probably the one that really keeps afloat a lot, right? Because it's so unique. So for me it goes in there, and for me it goes, I do not know if I'm gonna put it in front of RDR2 or not, but just for I think for sake of nostalgia and thing, I'm just gonna put right next to RDR2. But I think for me, like, these two would be like interchangeable for me, right? I think Expedition 23 is a game that I believe you should all experience as a gamer. If it's a little bit different take on a turn-based game, so you might not be a turn-based fan, right? So I'm a huge turn-based fan, right? So, and but there's a real-time, skills involved in that turn-based also, right? Your reactions, right? So how well can you block or something like that, or parry for that matter. And so yeah, for me, it's S tier for Expedition 3 without any doubt. Yeah, so these are all my ranking for the games that I have played. There might be some games that I might have forgotten. I think there's Solasta, but Solasta I'll probably put it in a B. Solasta 2 looks really really good if you're really into D&D games. But there are a lot of games that I really want to play. There's Batman games that I have in my Steam library. I need to play Bioshock. I'm not a huge fan of horror or like scary things, but yeah, let's see how it goes that one. But it's my ranking, so let me know if there are any other games that you would recommend me to play, that I would find I might enjoy it, similar to the games that you might have in S or A tier. Let me know. Even in the B tier is pretty reasonable, I would say. Right, so thank you for so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.